Can you hear me, Solid Snake?
So now we have come to the interrogation scene.
I always knew that one day I would meet you. The man who stole the light from my life. Because of you!
And it might be just me, but isn't the voice actor for Liquid Snake overacting a lot here?
After the sacrifice of our brothers, after 30 long years, finally, the two of us meet. The brother of light and the brother of dark.
I mean, his performance in the original was... I thought it was really good in the original, but in this, it's over the top. It's overacting.
We needed to correct the genome soldier's mutations.
Then we'll be able to cure them?
No. We still have to get our hands on Big Boss's DNA.
Have they given in to our demands yet?
Not yet.
They won't give in. They're all hypocrites.
I mean, I'm kind of already...
Is that your opinion as a
I'm getting really annoyed with this game, because...
That's right.
I mean, how could they have done so much wrong already? And it's perfectly okay if you disagree with every single point I make here, but I just feel... I mean, Metal Gear games are usually the top games of its time.
There definitely is a resemblance.
I mean, so how the hell did they screw up almost everything so far? I'm not gonna go too far into that right now. I mean, I'm gonna do that in the conclusion or whatever, but it's just... it's really annoying, really pisses me off that a Metal Gear game can be this bad.
You and I are both the last surviving sons of Big Boss.
And there is more evidence of how bad this is done and how ridiculous it is coming up in this very scene.
Those idiots. All right, Raven. I'll be right there. They're not responding to our demands. We'll launch the first one in 10 hours as planned.
Damn Americans.
Looks like you read them wrong.
Something's funny. Normally, the Americans are the first ones to the negotiating table. They must think they've got something up their sleeves.
So it's come down to it, has it? We're gonna launch that nuke and write it all away into history.
I've got to take care of some launch preparations. You're in charge here.
By the way, for those of you who are Metal Gear fans and have played all the games in the series, have you also noticed that there tends to be a torture scene / interrogation scene in all of them? I don't think there was in the two first MSX games, MSX / NES games, but from Solid onwards, I think there's been a torture / interrogation scene in every one of them. I mean, in the original, in the first one, it's this. In Sons of Liberty, it's basically this, but with Raiden. In Snake Eater, you had the one with Volgin and Naked Snake / Big Boss.
Boss, what about that ninja?
In Guns of the Patriots, that's the only one I think there wasn't one. But then again, Snake is basically being tortured almost throughout the entire game there.
There's a spy among us.
That's one of the reoccurring elements in the series, and I have no problem with that. I just think it's a kind of neat trivia, maybe.
This is an interrogation.
There's of course several other themes and ideas and elements that appear in almost every Metal Gear game, but that's the one that's really stuck in my mind. And that's probably because almost every one of them are really memorable.
Your woman is still in this world.
Meryl.
I think the first annoyance in this scene is coming up here. Yeah.
Down. Catch you later, handsome.
What was that? What?
Once she picks a target, she doesn't
Okay.
think about anything else. Sometimes
I don't
she
get
even
that. In the
falls
original,
love with
there's
them
not even a
before she
hint
kills them.
that Ocelot is some
Finally,
older
just
pervert
the
trying
two
to
of us.
get into Sniper Wolf's pants or whatever. I mean, she's
How are you
flirtatious and all against Snake, and then she says, "Catch you later, handsome," and walks out of the room.
Nice nap on this
And then
little
Ocelot goes,
bed of yours.
and all that,
Sleeping alone.
and says his line. But
Glad to hear
here, for some reason, they're trying
This is
to
some
make
metal
Ocelot
right.
some sort of elderly
I'm about to
pervert that
show you some of its
wants to
nicer
get,
features.
wants to make out
There are
or
light things.
have, I don't
Oh,
know,
don't worry.
yeah,
They're all there.
wants to get a hold of Sniper Wolf or whatever. I don't know why they did that. I mean, it's just weird.
Washington was taking quite a chance sending you here. Someone must have a lot of faith in your skill.
And that's also not
dear boy.
that big a deal. I just never really got why they did it like that.
Metal Gear is armed with a new type of nuclear warhead, huh?
Because again, there was nothing wrong
Why don't
with
you
that
go
scene
ask
in the
Campbell
original.
for the full story.
But that's definitely not
By the
my
way, you got an optical
the worst thing about this scene.
What if I did?
The worst thing by far
the only disc.
is coming up.
There's no other data.
What do you mean?
There's no copy. If not, that's fine.
Is Meryl okay?
She's not dead yet. Thanks to Wolf's whim. But it's up to you if you want her to stay that way. You were holding one card key. Where are the other two? What's the trick behind that key?
Trick?
That weasel of a president said there's some kind of trick to use.
Now another really dumb part is coming up here, but it's still not the worst. But this is something. This.
Problem then.
Why does he lose his gun? He's a gun expert, okay? He's been able to throw around his gun in perfection since the 1960s or 70s or whatever. He's not going to drop it just because he lost his right arm, okay?